train station where when my tata was 14 years old, he left his hometown of Valle de Santiago from this train station. See, the train station is abandoned and no longer functioning. They've actually taken out the train tracks that were here and replaced it with a street. You can see the old train station here. The other thing that was part of the story that I know is that there was a time when my grandfather was 7, and when he was 7, I don't know if it was at the train station also, or if it was somewhere else in town. But if you walk around this way, you will see that there's a wall. See, we're walking around the train station. Side and leave on the train on that side. Over here there's a wall, which you can see there's a chain link fence on top of now. And there's a big giant tree. The story has it that there was a wall similar to that. I don't know if this is the wall. And there was a tree, and when my grandfather was 7, his mother climbed up the tree, jumped over the fence, and abandoned him either here by the train station or somewhere here in town. She left him, and the story has it she left him for basically for another man that she had met to have a life with that person. And my grandfather was left abandoned with his grandfather as his only care provider. Said at that point, you know, when he was 14 years old, he came to this train station, and he found another life. Migrating over to the United States. Finding work over there with the skills that he had. He was a farm laborer, and then eventually became a foreman for one of the bigger farmers out in the Imperial Valley. My grandfather did a bunch of other things in between, but you know, for the most part, he took a big step, and this was a huge change in his life. And this train station is a lot of history right here for just my family. A lot. It's old and unused now, but just imagine a time where this was the central hub for travel. If you wanted to go from town to town 100 years ago, or almost 100 years ago, you couldn't just hop in your car and go. You know, the train was the best way to travel at that time. It wasn't like there were buses or planes or any of that. You know, it would be with the train. And this is the old train station. happy that it's still standing. I hope that it stands forever. But you can see that from the pictures before, the railroad tracks themselves no longer exist. They've been removed and replaced with the roadway. You can see that some of the buildings are still old, but obviously in that amount of time a lot has changed.